Hello, this is Robin Foss, and this is my page sketch, Christmas Mosaic. So this template consists of 3 horizontal strips, and then it has an accent rectangle. Then we have the photo row. You're going to need the font kit, Les Paul extras, in order to make these shapes. Mosaic section, which are these pieces down here, and you can fill them with photos if you want. More, I was thinking coordinating papers, or if you're on a travel page and you took pictures of different textures, sky colors, that kind of thing, you could fill it with that to coordinate your photos. And then lastly, along the top, these shapes also come from that Les Paul Extras font kit, and that font is available on dafont.com for free. So you'd want to install it onto your computer and then go into Content Manager, Font Kits, and add as a font. Then it will be available to you to design this page. All right, let's go to a sample page. This is one I made to go as is, Christmas memories, going on the Christmas Mosaic page. I filled the ornaments with different coordinating Christmas papers, as well as the mosaic section. You can add a title down here and embellishments. If you have more photos, you can also put them across the bottom, just leaving space for the mosaic to show through to add color and interest to your photos at the bottom. And I also made it an example showing it. This is baby's first swim. And I just replaced all the shapes with different shapes that I had in my font kits, and just kind of to show you that you can use this for a page other than Christmas. And I filled the bottom with different papers again. Lastly, I did a vacation sample page, and the bottom I filled with different pictures I took of water while we were on our trip to the Bahamas. And at the top, instead of having the ornaments, I added an extra accent strip going horizontally and put in extra photo openings. So it just gave me more photos on my page, but still allowed me to have the mosaic at the bottom. Okay, the first step that we're going to do is 3 horizontal strips. So Insert tab, Content section, Shape, Rectangle. Set the width to 12.5 and the height to 0.375. And I just key that in on my keyboard, hitting tab to go between. A stroke of 1, so down here the drop down, go up here, 1. All right, we're going to fill, solid color, dark gray. This is just what I used. You can decide what you want to use. And then click Create. On the QAT, we are going to set the location -0.25 for the X, 0.209, Format tab, Light Shadow. All right, we want to copy, so with this strip selected, I'm going to hit Control-C and Control-V twice. And then with the one that's selected after you've pasted the second time, we're going to set that location. It's already at a -0.25. I'm going to change the Y to 8.095 and hit Enter. And then the last one, 11.396. All right, so now select the 3 strips in the Elements panel. So we're going to go to Arrange and Group, and we're going to Lock. This way, when we're doing our other elements on the page, we don't keep grabbing it. Okay, Accent Rectangle. Again, Insert tab, Content section, Shape, Rectangle. We're going to set the width to 12.2. And the height to 8.059. Fill, solid color, medium gray. Fill, solid color, medium gray. And then the stroke is none. Click Create. Go to the QAT and set the location, negative 0.106. Y is going to be 0.31. Then we want to slide it below the strips on the Elements panel. So this group here is the strips, and this is the shape we just created. We're going to slide it down. Hit Save. We're going to do the photo row. Just to give you a quick overview, kind of walk through the steps. The photo row is made of 4 shapes that were created with Les Paul Extras Font Kit shape C4C. You will set the size of each shape when you're creating it, and then you'll have the option to flip it when necessary, set the angle, and then create. So when you're reading through the directions, don't forget to look for whether or not you need to flip it and whether or not it has an angle. After you create it, we're going to insert an outliner shape, convert it to a photo drop point. We're going to set the stroke to 1 and add a light shadow and delete the original shape. So for each of these 4 squares or photo openings, we're going to do those steps. So we'll go to Content Panel, and then Shapes, which is the butterfly. And then we're going to click on the name of the last kit used to browse our content library. We're going to go to Font Kits, which it's already open. So I'm going to scroll down to Les Paul Extras. And then I'm going to click on Les Paul Extras name up here to close it. I'm going to click down here to increase the size so I can see the letter names of the shapes. And we want C4C. There it is, C4C. And we are going to right click and create. And then we'll just look at our directions here. It tells us to flip it. So flip shape. And then width 3.333. 2.381 for the height. Angle, it says 6, so and it's actually -6. So we're gonna -6, hit enter. Okay, and then create. To the Insert tab, Outliner. And this happens sometimes. I don't know if you can tell. Let's zoom in just a little bit so you can see. Up here, these lines are a little wonky. That happens sometimes with Outliner. No big deal. If you like it, if you want it to be not quite rigid, leave it alone. For me, I want them straight, so I'm going to right click, go to Shape, Edit Shape. Then I'm going to right click in the center, and I'm going to say Make All Straight. You can see how this and this have straightened up. I'm going to click OK. Right click and convert to a photo drop point. So Fill, convert to a photo drop point. We're going to go to the QAT. We're going to set the stroke to 1. We're going to set location, so that's the X and Y. So X is 0.229, and the Y is 5.694. Hit enter. Last thing, left click on the original shape, hit delete. Format tab, light shadow. I just like to give depth to my pages. So light shadow, we're going to hit save. And we're just going to repeat that process, but with different settings. So create this shape. And let's see, for this one, number 9, we do not flip, and the angle is +4. Go side, 2.836, tab, 4.419, tab, and then we're going to hit Create, Insert tab, Outliner. And just in case I can't tell, I'm going to go ahead and edit shape, right click, make all straight. OK, right click, fill, convert to photo drop point, the 1 point stroke, and a light shadow. Then I'm going to set the location. 3.24, 3.445, and I'm just going to double check the size. Well, it got off just a little bit through the process of doing the outliner. So 2.836, 4.419. There we go. Delete original shape. Okay, so next, shape number 10. Repeat process. Create the shape. And this one we do flip. and size 3.002, 4.35, angle +3, create, insert tab, outliner, right click, shape, edit shape, right click, make all straight, OK, right click, fill, convert to photo drop point, 1 point stroke, format tab, light shadow, set location, and confirm the size. So the location is 5.878, 3.12, size 3.002, 4.35. All right, let's delete this shape. Let's go ahead and save. Our last photo opening, do one more of these. Set size. Oh, here it says flip shape. Let's do that. 2.9, 4.278, 0 angle, so that's good. And click create. Insert tab, outliner, right click, shape, edit shape, right click, make all straight, OK, stroke, 1, format tab, light, shadow, and we do want to put photos in this, so I'm going to do fill, convert to photo drop point, set the location, and then confirm the size. So location 8.511, 3.361, 2.9, and 4.278. Delete the original. Let's go ahead and hit save. Moving on, our next step up is the mosaic section. We are going to create 3 thin rows of 2 pieces and 3 thick rows of 3 pieces. So I'm going to bring a sample over and kind of show you. In general, this is kind of what it's going to look like. So for step 13, when we're making the thin, there's going to be an A and B shape, and then 14, we're going to make the thick, which is 3 shapes, A, B, C. So I just wanted to show you what that kind of looks like. And again, this is one of those things when you're done, you can adjust and make it fit how you like it, whatever's pleasing to you. Okay, so we're going to go to the Insert tab, Photos, Insert Empty Frame. Kind of hard to see, but I have now an empty frame on here, and I'm going to set some settings on it. So I'm going to go to the QAT and give it a 1 point stroke, and then I'm going to go to the Format tab, Insert Format Light Shadow, and then I'm going to copy and paste this to make strips. So let's start with it selected and actually set the first size. So we're going to do 6.966 to 0.209. And I'm going to copy, Control-C, Control-V. I'm going to change this thin strips width 4.974. And then we're going to set the first one even with the left alignment, and the other one even with the right alignment. You can see how there's space there. That's more like it. Okay, so you want it even with the outside. There's just a little bit of a space. And then I suggest that you select them, group them, and confirm that the width is 12, and it is. All right, so then we're going to hit paste again. We're going to take this strip and make it into the first thick strip. So that's 5.253, height of 0.576. Copy and paste. So Control-C and Control-V, and then I hit Control-V twice. That gives me 2 more strips to work with. We can move this one to the far left, where it's at the 0x axis. We'll align this one here, and we'll make that width for 14B 2.497, and then This last one, the width will be, and this is 14C, we want a width of 4.125. And the directions, I recommend that you select all three shapes. We're going to center them on the vertical midpoint, and we're going to space them evenly. We're going to group them, and then we're going to make sure the width is 12. Okay. And also for both of these, I have suggested that you center them horizontally on the page. So let's do that. I had the first one selected, shift click on the second one, align, then we're in the home tab, hit align, center horizontally. Looks like they were already there. All right, so I'm just going to use my arrow keys and move this thick row up until visually it looks like the space between these two rows is similar to the space between the center pieces. If I click away, get a better view that's too close. Okay, so we're just kind of ballparking it here. Shift click, and I'm going to group these again. So group, Control C, copy, Control V, paste, and one more time. Now we're just going to space these three groups of strips in between the bottom two horizontal strips. And then we'll select all three, and we're going to space evenly vertically. And then I'm going to use my up arrow. So all of this is working to make it visually look spaced out evenly. It doesn't have to be exact where you have all the measurements, but it helps if I give you at least the idea of what it looks like. All right, so now we're going to ungroup. So there should be 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to take row 3, and we're going to rotate it twice. Open the QAT, I'm clicking this rotate. And then I'm going to ungroup it. So right above, under the Home tab, ungroup, and rotate twice again. All right, and what that does is it switches the side of thin and thick, or I'm sorry, the narrow and wide. So the narrow strip on this one is on the right, and on this row it's on the left. Okay, let's repeat that with row 4. We're going to rotate twice on the QAT. We're going to ungroup, and then rotate twice again while they're still selected. Okay, lastly, we're going to click on the other rows, 1 and 2, 5 and 6. We're going to hit ungroup. So all your mosaic pieces are now loose for you on the side. Let's save. Page 3 of your directions, step 19, and do the ornaments. So we are going to again use the Les Paul Extras font kit, and it's going to be page 3 and 4. We'll build the ornament strips. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. So the end result would be that your ornaments are going to kind of space out between the page edge and the center where the two pages meet together. Each of the ornaments have a letter on them because they're in groups. And the idea behind that is once we're done creating them, we'll group them together by letter. And then when you fill them, you can fill the letters together without having to ungroup them. So it just makes it easier to build your page. It also makes it easier to grab them on the side instead of having all of these as loose elements. Okay, so I'm going to move that out of the way. Let's save one more time. And let's build our ornaments. Okay, so we're going to go to Content Panel, Shapes, and we're still in Les Paul. So we're just going to scroll down to C39. C39, right-click, create this shape. Let's follow the input directions. We're going to do the width of 0.615, height 1.153. We're going to leave the fill alone, but we are going to change the stroke to none. I'm going to hit Create, go to Insert tab, Outliner, and then we want to set the stroke very thin, 1 1/128. And then Light Shadow, so that's under your Format tab, Light Shadow. And then we're going to copy and paste this once. Copy and paste. And so this is letter A and it has 2. So the first one we're going to set the location 0.213, 0.261. I'm going to grab the second one, set its location 11.242 and 0.261. We're going to select both of them. We're going to go to the Arrange tab and Group, and then we're going to slide it below the vertical strips. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them up. That way they're at the top and I have less to move down all the time. We're going to delete our original shape. Ornaments B. Shape C39 again. Size of 0.523. Height of 1.153. Stroke none. Create. Insert tab. Outliner. Stroke of 1 1/28. Format tab. Light Shadow. And then we're going to copy and paste twice. So copy and paste twice. Control C and Control V. So location 1.164, 0.261, 4.537, 0.261, and the last one 7.91, 0.261. I'm going to select all three, Range tab, Group, slide it below the stripes, delete the original shape. Hit Save. Shape C is C36. So that's this one here. Create this shape. We are going to do 0.712, 2.463. We're going to do 0 stroke, Create, Insert tab, Outliner, set the stroke to 1 1/28, the shadow, light, copy and paste. Let's see, for this one I need a total of 4, so we're pasting, I already pasted once, so a total of 3 times. And then up here on the Elements panel, I'm going to grab all of these, and since I need all of them to be at a Y of 0.261, we can do that all at once, and then all I have to do now is set the X axis. And we're going to do C1 at 0.624, C2 3.969, C3 7.373, and the last one, C4 10.7. Alright, select all 4 of these. We're going to arrange, group, drag below our strips, delete original, hit Save. Shape D is C37. We're going to set the size for this one 0.639 and a height of 2.308. Stroke none. Create, Insert, Outliner, Format, Light, and then we're going to go to Copy and Paste. So this is D, so we need 3, so I'm pasting twice. Then we're going to grab all three. I can see my original shape, so I know these are the three that I just added. We're going to set the Y to 0.261. And then we're going to click the first one and set the X 1.644. And the next one, shape D2 is 5.017. And D3, 8.39. Select, while holding down the Shift key, Arrange Group. Drag it down below the stripes or strips. Okay, on to E. This is C30, so that's up a little bit. Right click, create the shape, set the size. See 0.563, 1.287, stroke none. And let's see, hit create, insert outliner. Down here, format, light, copy and paste twice. Select all three in the elements panel, set the Y to 0.261, hit enter, and then we're going to set the X axis 2.31, and then the next one 5.714, and the last one 9.056. Now select all three, arrange, group, drag below, delete original, and hit save. Okay, on to page 4. We're wrapping things up. We're continuing step 19, creating the ornaments. Letter F is shape C39. Set the size 0.62, 1.367, stroke none. Create, insert, outliner. Then we want to change the stroke, and then format, light, shadow, copy, and then we're going to paste it. We need 3, so we're going to paste it twice. So left click and shift and select all 3. We're going to go to the Y, 0.261, and then we're going to click on the first one and change the X, 3.387. We're going to change this one to 6.806. And then the last one, 10.164. Shift, click on all 3. Arrange tab, group, slide behind, delete original. I'm just using the delete key on my keyboard. Hit save. Okay, our last ornament's coming up, and we want shape C38, so that's this one here. Right click, create shape. Set size 1.075, 2.735. I don't know how I had a 3 in there. Let's see, what do we want it to be? 1.075. That's better. Create, insert tab, outliner, 1.128, format, light shadow. We need 3, so copy, paste twice, select all 3, go up here, 0.261, click away, select first, set the X to 2.534, set the X to 5.954, and last one, set the X to 9.311, select all 3, arrange, group, slide below, delete original, and save. Okay, so then we're going to go in our Pages tab, do File, Insert Mirror Image of this page, and then slide it to the left. In order to view this in the correct way, we'll have to click away, click back. I'm going to do View to Page Spread. Okay, we're going to go to Insert tab Text, hit Create, and then we're going to do all of these numbers at once in order. 0.354, 3.445, 2.885, 2.309. And then we're going to go copy, paste, and we're going to grab it, visually align across 2 pages. I'm going to change to page 2, left click on it, and then we'll check the X and Y location. So 8.885 and Y 3.445. Hit save. Alright, so now we have our 2-page spread. And then to save these as templates, we'll have to switch our view to page. And I typically start on the right page. And I do File, Save As, Export Current Page. I browse to where my templates are saved, and then I name it. In the directions, I give you this name that I use, or you could use the Pixels to Pages naming structure. I typically name it the name of the template, so Christmas Mosaic 12x12, and then the number of photo openings, so 4PO, and then R for right. And then the next page I do Christmas Mosaic 12x12, 4POL for left. Alright, so that is everything. I hope that you enjoyed this page sketch of Christmas Mosaic. And since it's free, try it out, make some pages, share them to my Facebook page, and tune in later for more.